Hey, what's going on everyone? Hawks21 here, back with episode 7 of my Splinterlands Beginner's Guide series. So in episode 6, I walked through my 3-step process that I would take to build up my deck from bronze to silver. Step 1 of which was buying epic and legendary cards across all splinters that you don't get in the starter deck that would help you win more games in bronze. So if you didn't see the last episode, I would highly suggest going back to watch that, as I pointed out the specific cards that I would actually purchase. Now we're talking more about step 3, which is building out some specific splinters to compete at the silver level, preferably, in the high silver level. So the next couple episodes of my Beginner's Guide series is going to go splinter by splinter and showing you how I would spend around my first $100 within each of them. A couple things before we start. I say around $100 because each splinter is different, right? Basically, what I'm trying to show you is the process I undertook at first, using these new sort of modern cards instead of the old cards that I used to use, to build out each of my splinters. So the cost for each splinter wasn't the same. I'm going to target around $100, so I'm not going to blow through it and spend like, $500 to build out a splinter. That sort of defeats the purpose. But if it's, $120, $130, and that's what I would truly do to try to build out, the splinter on a budget, and that's what I'm going to do. And it's not going to be perfect for you, right? Like maybe you only have $70 per splinter, but you could use this as kind of a guide, and I'm going to talk through, why I'm making each purchase. And you can judge for yourself, maybe that doesn't fit in with what you're thinking. I'm just going to show you what I would do. And yeah, I'm going to go through splinter by splinter. So we're going to start with water, and then next time you'll get sort of my second splinter, then the next splinter. And you should watch all of them and then see which sort of setup fits well for you, right? Like maybe I spend $130 on water right now, but then on death, I can make a really great splinter for $70. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but maybe I can. So that one, maybe that pushes you towards death, if that's more in your budget. The other thing, like let's say this is $100, $30, $40, and you only have $100 to spend right away. It could be sort of the goal to help build out a specific splinter more, right? So like you have $100 right now, and let's say I spend $110 and you have $5 you can contribute per month into Splinterlands. Well, then in 2 months, if you wanted this water deck, you could get there, right? So it doesn't have to be an all at once purchase. I'm going to show it to you all at once just so I don't have to make multiple videos step by step, but just wanted to get that out of the way before we start. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to start with water today because that's personally my favorite Chaos Legion splinter thus far. And I really like sort of the melee meta with Kelia, who gives you the shield and the speed. And I would think there's a lot of cards that work well with that. So what we're going to do is go to buy. I'm going to do reward, untamed, chaos, and dice because I want you to focus on modern for this part. And then we're going to go water and take it rarity by rarity. Actually, sorry. First, we're going to start with the summoner, of course. We're going to do regular cards. We're not going to be buying any golds. So here are all the options for water. And for me, there's a clear choice. So Vera Salacia is a little bit cheaper than Kelia, but the utility you get from Kelia, I think, is just way higher and matches up much better with the rest of the cards in the splinter. Bordis, looks, it's $9 for an individual copy. There are some max level copies for cheaper, but look, it's $400, right? Like, again, we're trying to keep this around $100, so that's obviously not going to work. So that leaves us with Kelia. And in silver, you can play Kelia up to level 4, but 4 times about $4, that's $100. Boom, our entire budget's gone. So what I would do to start is get him to a level 3. We'll see how much that costs. So we're going to do bulk. We need 14 of them to get to level 3, right? $56. So it's about half my budget. And it's going to be the case for all of these splinters is you're going to spend the majority of your budget on your summoner because they are, one, the most important card. That's why they're most expensive. Without them, you can't play the leveled up cards that I'm going to buy next. And yeah, that's just kind of how the game is set up right now. You need these summoners, so they're going to be more expensive. So a level 3 will let me play level 4 common, level 3 rare, level 2 epic, and level 2 legendary. So this is really important to understand because you're going to see some breakpoints on certain cards that, you know, if we had a level 4, which is the max you can play in silver, there's some of these cards, you know, there's a rare card that gets triage in water in particular. Her name's escaping me right now, that I would love to get, but because Kelia is only a level 3, she doesn't get triage until level 4. So there's no need for us to purchase her because she's not going to get that triage. So 4 common, 3 rare, 2 epic, 2 legendary. All right, let's add the 14 to our cart, and you'll see the cart does a nice little counter of dollars right here. Then let's get into the monsters. Click monsters, click off summoners, start in common. So first thing I see here is, when does he get the second attack? So he gets the second attack at level 4. So we're gonna do that. Hopefully, you know, you've picked up a few of him along the way in the daily quests, but I'm going to buy 30 of them, only for $1, which is kind of crazy. Add to the cart. So yeah, this is that bulk buy feature that I talked about earlier. It's good to do on these like really liquid, low cost cards. Going through, what does he look like? He does get a second attack at some point. He's like a really good low mana tank, but I'm gonna pass for now. His utility doesn't increase that much just off the base version that you would get in starter, because you're not using him for his attack, you're using him for the shield and health he provides. Flying Squid picks up the third attack at 14. It's a really great reach monster. And you know, we're doing a melee focused attack sort of strategy here, as you can see with the Pelacor Bandit. So we're going to pick up 14 of the Flying Squid so we can get that third attack. Bulk buy. 14. Oh, 14. Again, comes out to about $1, 7 cents average. Add to the cart. Next we have Deep Lurker. So what level do I want to get Deep Lurker? I'm going to go all the way up to 30. I think getting this fourth attack is really important. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Bulk buy 30 of them. Add to the cart. Where does that have us right now? So we're at about $66. Not bad. Wave Runner, I'm going to pass. We went with the Flying Squid instead. I like the higher HP of the Flying Squid. Demented Shark we are going to pick up at, we're going to go level 3 here. We want to get that second attack, but we could play him at a level 4, but he only picks up a health. So we're going to save the money and just go level 3. Bulk buy 14. The Inspire here is going to be nice with the rest of sort of our melee focus attack. As you've seen, we've picked up basically all melee cards to this point. So playing them all together, the Inspire is going to help. And you have a reach monster, right, in the Flying Squid, so he can attack. If you have the Demented Shark up front, he can attack. The Deep Lurker can attack from the back because he has opportunity. And the Pelacor Bandit has sneak. So all of these cards right now would be able to attack in the same match, lined up wherever they're lined up. So this Inspire is just going to give each of them that extra boost. So we're going to do 14. And that's it for the Seaweed's good at higher levels, but for the purpose of this, he's just too slow. We kind of want like a faster attack-based team. So we're going to go to Rare. You're going to pick up, so this is a reward card. So you don't get it with the starter deck, and if you haven't gotten one, you should pick one up. So I'm going to pretend like you haven't gotten one, and I'm going to just buy this first one right here. The Protect is just really nice. There's no need to level him up, in my opinion, because again, you're not using him for the attack, you're just using him for the Protect, and you can only play him at a level 3 anyway, so he never gets that second magic for you. So this is the card, the Angelic Mandarin that I was talking about. At level 4, this card gets Triage, which would be awesome for the Wave Brood, which we're going to pick up later once we get to the Epics. But since our Kelia is not fully leveled up, we can only play level 3, there's really no need. But, you know, eventually you make these purchases and, you know, down the line you get Kelia to the level 4. That's when I would go out and try to pick up an Angelic Mandarin at level 4. But until then, there's no need. Demon Shark picks up the extra attack. See, he's be that nice big tank as well. As a Demented Shark, you could actually put in the back as some sneak protection to just inspire everyone and have Demon Shark up front with the trample. Again, he gets Enrage at level 4, but we can't play level 4. But we are going to go up to level 3 because we want that third attack. So we're going to do Bulk. 14. Nice. She doesn't get Protect, or she doesn't get Repair until level 5 in gold. I am going to pick up 1 Kelp Initiate, and the reason why is just level 1, the 5 health, 5 speed for 2 mana, just a great card to throw out there to buy your guys some more time. And just picking up 1 copy for $2, this isn't necessary, but this is what I would do. So this is like a situation where if this ends up over $100, which I think it's going to be a bit over $100, this is one I particularly like, but I don't think is a must-have. But if I had the money for it, I would pick up a copy of this right away. That's it for me here. So we're gonna go to the epics. No, we'll pick up 1 Wave Brood. As I said, that backline tank is really great, even though you don't have any triages. Remember, we can only play level 2 epics, so you know we can't get to this level 3 to get the 2 archery. Another situation where if you level up to Kelia, it might make sense to get him to level 3, but for now you only need 1 copy. I'm going to pass on the Narissa Tridon, just because I know we're going to get close to $100, and I barely play her as is. Going to pass on the Harpoonist, but I am going to pick up 1 Axemaster. Similar situation, would love to play him at level 3, but we can't because we don't have a maxed out for Silver Kelia, so you just need to pick up 1 for now. The additional health is just not worth, you know, you'd have to buy 3 more of them, right? So we're talking about 21 extra dollars. Where are we at? Yeah, this is going to go over. We're currently at $90, definitely going to go a bit over. But that's okay, as I mentioned. Goal is to be around $100 and not egregiously go over it. So I'm actually going to get Jin Oshana, so we can play level 2 legendary. So I'm going to get the Jin to level 2. And the reason is, I think the phase makes this card so much better. It's going to pick up the additional speed from Kelia, right? So it's going to have 6 speed. So being able to have the Void and also the ability to dodge magic attacks is going to help you dodge, or it's going to help you sort of defend yourself against the magic spamming that occurs in low silver. You know, which is what this deck is basically designed to dominate low silver and help yourself move up to you know, mid and higher silver and still be competitive. So I'm actually going to pick up 3. This is going to put me a little over budget. Again, 1 is fine, but personally, you know, this is my favorite Splinter, so I kind of knew I was going to spend over $100. But I really want that at level 2. The Fiend is nice. I'm going to pass on the Fiend at first. This is like a luxury purchase. I would probably buy one, but I don't want to blow through the $100 sort of guideline too much because we still have 1 more purchase to make. Fiend is certainly underrated. Actually, I'm going to buy a Fiend specifically for this one for one reason, and that's the shield Kelia provides. So not only is it 0 mana that you can toss out there, but this also gets shielded, right? So if it slides into a first position, or if the other team has an opportunity attack, it's going to hit this Torrent Fiend's shield first, so it's going to survive 2 attacks. So given that we went with Kelia, and I know it's going to increase the budget, don't get mad at me, I am going to pick up a Fiend for water. And then finally, I think you need Bakjira. Just level 1. In gold, once you can get the heal, yeah, that's a must do, but for now, the Void and the slow is why we're here. We want to slow them down because Kelia's already speeding them up, so it helps with the speed meta. And then the Void helps the magic spamming. That's how these two work together really well. So if you're expecting a sort of heavy magic play from your opponent, you can toss the Jhin in the first position, right, who's going to have phase and the Void, Bakjira in the second position, so once they get through the Jhin, they still have another massive guy to go through. You know, then you have the Deep Lurker, the Axemaster, the Pelacor Bandit in the back who are all attacking, as these guys soak up a ton of magic damage. So I am going to add 1 Bakjira. What are we at? Probably like $128. So we definitely went a little bit over the 100. But as you could sort of see as I was talking about it, there's a couple like the Kelp Initiate. not fully necessary. The Fiend giving Kelia I like a lot more than some of the other Splinters at level 1, but you know, that could be a luxury item for later. Maybe you only do Jhin at level 1. Personally, I would really want him at level 2 for that phase. I think that's really helpful. And you can see it's a really nice sort of melee focused team that also has some really great magic defense. Plus, you know, the Axemaster and the Wave Brood help you give some flexibility to run some other strategies with this unit. So this is probably my favorite Splinter to build for silver, you know, which is why we went over the budget. I think the cards just work really, really, really well together, specifically with Kelia. You know, hopefully one of my next Splinters will be under the $100 sort of guideline that we're going by. But yeah, this is what I would do for water. You know, I think this is a really powerful unit. It's my favorite unit. And stay tuned for the next one. I really appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed the content or learned anything new, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. You know, I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.